This week in Introduction to Linguistics, we are turning our attention from phonetics to phonology. Phonetics, we learned in Chapter 2 of our textbook, A Concise Introduction to Linguistics, is the study of the sounds used in speech. Phonology, we'll learn in Chapter 3, is instead the study of the sound system of language. However, this book is not the only text from which we can learn about these branches of linguistics. So this week, we'll enjoy a musical interlude in between reading sections of Chapter 3 of A Concise Introduction to Linguistics. As a break from the words of Bruce Rowe and Diane Levine, we'll take a few minutes to analyze the lyrics of George Gershwin and Ira Gershwin. Specifically, we'll try to figure out how the words, as well as the pronunciation of the words, in the Gershwin's classic song, Let's Call the Whole Thing Off, relate to one of the linguistic concepts introduced in Rowe and Levine's third chapter. The Gershwin brothers originally wrote Let's Call the Whole Thing Off for the 1937 movie Shall We Dance, starring Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Perhaps the most famous recording of their song, though, was made 20 years later, in 1957, by Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong. If we have only a surface-level understanding of the lyrics, Let's Call the Whole Thing Off might seem like a silly song. On first listen, it might seem as if the characters are considering ending their romantic relationship simply because they happen to pronounce certain vowel sounds differently. I mean, before I was married, I came up with some ridiculous reasons to end relationships, but I never broke up with someone because of differences in pronunciation. However, if we engage in a deeper level analysis of not only these characters' linguistic differences, but also the differences in their respective backgrounds that those might imply, it doesn't seem so silly after all. Playful, yes. Silly, no. When we analyze the lyrics of the song Let's Call the Whole Thing Off, we'll try to answer 5 questions. You'll find those questions written out in the discussion prompt titled Analyzing Let's Call the Whole Thing Off, which is included in the materials for Module 3 of English 106. If you can't figure out the answer to one of those 5 questions, though, that's no reason to call the whole thing off. Please remember that whenever you have a question about English 106, you should feel free to either email me at cgreen@cerritos.edu or to send a message to my inbox on campus. In addition, you're always welcome to chat with me during my online office hours from 9 to 10 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy reading the words of Chapter 3 and of Let's Call the Whole Thing Off as we learn a little bit about phonology.